Hey one, hey all, welcome back to the channel, and we're finally getting around to winding down the Kingdom line with the Wave 5 Deluxes, and the first one up is gonna be this guy. It is Kingdom Pipes, and he's gonna be our focus this time around in the latest GotBot True review. Hey one, hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, loud 'em up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. Okay, so this is I'm going to say the fourth use of this mold. It's a slight difference. Like, there's a slight remold difference between the Puffer pipes and the Huffer Road Ranger version. That being the hinge for the back turnaround. There's actually a slight remolding difference between Puffer and this guy. I mean, real slight. But there is one that's there. We're going to take a look at this guy, the way that he transforms from vehicle back to robot, because we did previously look at robot to vehicle with Puffer. We're also going to compare this guy to Puffer. We're also going to compare him to his previous Combiner Wars version, and we're going to see just how well this guy represents the intended character and how well he compares to the other mainline offerings. Without any further ado, how about we head over to the table and take a quick look at this guy. And so we begin to wind down the Kingdom line with Wave 5, and this is, of course, Pipes. And we've looked at this mold a few times. We did look at the Puffer version of this mold back in episode 941, and in that episode I looked at the transformation going from robot to vehicle. This time we'll look at it going from vehicle back to robot. As for the Huffer version, well, I mean, I looked at Road Ranger in episode 941 as well, and Huffer himself in episode 835. And, you know, just for fun, and, you know, not for nothing, but the last pipes that I looked at, you want something to laugh at, you want some bad quality, go back and have a look at True Review 95. I was never particularly happy with that, but we'll kind of see him in comparison here as we go. Of course, before we can get into any of that, we gotta do the packaging first. And yeah, we have some good packaging here. Of course, we have the truck mode and we have the robot mode there on the side. On this side, we have our usual Kingdom, you know, artwork, and on the back, of course, we have the product images where you can see them in both modes. Looks pretty darn good. We got instructions. I've generally been happy with the Kingdom instructions for the most part. These are okay. I don't know if we really need them if you know the mold that well. Ye old collector card, and this one, if we go up to the corner and peel down, it's Dynamis. I actually looked at kind of like a 3D printed upgrade kit for Dynamis recently. I think it was episode 942. I looked at a lot of upgrade stuff there, actually. So even if we don't completely agree, I think we can probably mostly agree that in truck mode, Puffer and the new pipes, the Kingdom pipes, kind of embody what that G1 truck mode pretty much looked like, at least for the most part, while the Combiner Wars one is and probably always will be a stretch. I also find it humorous that the blue that was used on the Combiner Wars one is actually closer to the Puffer version of the mold than the Pipes version of the mold, which, to be fair, is great if you wanted to give a nod, for example, to the Mexican or European release of Pipes, which was Puffer. I know, it's kind of confusing. Okay, so now that we're in a little bit closer on our lad here, let's talk about his accuracy in truck mode. First, these two white horns on the top shouldn't be there. They, at least, you know, based on the animation, they weren't there. What was on top was an Autobot logo. There is no Autobot logo on the roof. But the hue of blue, this dark blue, is pretty spot on. And honestly, the I'll say the headlights, the grille, the bumper, all of that is pretty darn accurate for the most part. The actual silver pipes, they're correct. The white arms are not correct to be showing in this mode, but I understand that they kind of got to be where they are. I will also note that both of my silver pipes were both scratched straight out of package, and luckily I had some silver paint and I was able to fix it. But both of mine were scratched out of package. Great QC continues, I see. The tires with the silver and the actual tire is pretty good. The white back here should not be white, it should be blue. In fact, in robot mode, as we'll see, the very toe tips are now white. They too should be blue. So I don't know why they just didn't use blue for it. I guess they wanted to probably break up the sea of blue look. Mine, you know, again, how does he roll? Like, not great, because it's this mold and it got this issue down here. So if that's a real bummer for you, then it's probably gonna, I guess if I push down enough, I don't know, if I get it just right, it's okay. That doesn't bug me so much, because honestly, even like this, whether it's rolling or whether it's scraping, and I really can't, I don't know. Like the tires kind of roll, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's not the best clearance, I do agree. But it's not a deal breaker for me. It might be for you. Let's do the transformation real quick here, because we've seen it a bunch of times. The legs go out and the feet come up and the legs split, and now we'll be able to stand the guy up to do the rest, and I'm going to readjust the camera. Okay, so now that we got it stood up, we can just lift off the arm there, lift off the arm there, flip out the hand, flip out the hand. I'm actually going to try and do it leaving these in his arm. Should be able to do that. I think I said with Puffer you could do that. Then we lift this up and off. We can turn the head around and bring the whole body kind of forward. When we bring this whole body forward, we're going to flip in a tire, flip in another tire in the back. We're going to bring this back up. We're going to bring up a shoulder. We're going to bring up the other shoulder, swing down the arm, turn at the bicep, swing down the arm, turn at the bicep, turn around the cab. Now with pipes, or sorry, with Huffer, you would basically leave the cab that way. And some people choose to do that with Puffer, because originally Puffer was a Huffer reuse. This Puffer is supposed to be a mix of pipes and Huffer put together, kind of like Tiger Hawk was a mix of Air Razor and Tigatron. But by rights for this guy, you should take this and turn it around. And it should go down on his back, but I would argue, honestly, to be more accurate, it should be up behind his head like that. Of course, that being said, then you got this real big, ugly backpack. So, I don't know. What's the, like, lesser evil, I guess, for you? This one keeps popping out for some reason today. It usually stays in pretty darn good, but not today. The transformation, I don't know what to call it. 9, I guess. It's a fine transformation. I like what's done with the front tires. I do find that clever. And I do like the simplicity of the turny-do of the cab around. What about the coloration? Well, from the feet up, the toes, as I said, are white. They shouldn't be. They should be blue. The lower legs are blue. The thighs are white. The pelvis is blue. The torso is blue. The white that's on the torso there shouldn't be white, but I understand why it is, and it's not a deal breaker. The arms should be white. These silver pieces, arguably, should be white. It's strange. When you see the truck, those pieces look silver, but when you see them on the arms, they almost look white. But I mean, that's the way G1 was, right? So I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna say the silver blaster things on his arms are fine. But here's the one spot where it is inaccurate. Oh, by the way, the blue is fine, and the 2 separate blue eyes are tremendous. As a matter of fact, that's a molding difference from Puffer. And when we go up to the very top here, that gray along with the Autobot symbol is also correct. So what is, I'll say, incorrect? The tires that are now in his body should actually be on the outside of his shoulder. They're in the body for Huffer, but they're on the shoulders for pipes. Now I get it. I don't know if they could have re-engineered that the same, and maybe there's a little adapter way that you could actually take those tires off and parts form them onto the shoulders, but the official transformation doesn't have them on the shoulders. So in terms of look for the guy, I'm still going to say it's a solid 9.5. I mean, you know, you look at him and really what's off is 2 little nuggets of white. and the tires on the shoulders. Otherwise, like, this is pretty spot on, man. Even in truck mode, I didn't show this, but the rear lights, I guess, the reverse lights, the tail lights, there you go, tail lights, they're actually painted red as well. And of course, interestingly, here we have him next to his, like, two closest counterparts. So I'll note, this one's rough. It was always rough. It'll probably always be rough. I mean, it is what it is. It's not that it's bad. It's a fine mold, and I've done some custom paint work on it to try to improve it. But it's rough. It's very much a shoehorned in representation of pipes. Might be a top 10 list there. When we look at Puffer, in some countries, like I mentioned in Europe, well, continents I guess I should say in that case, and country like Mexico, apparently this coloration with the white body and the light blue was released as pipes in G1. You could see the differentiation. Interestingly, there is a molded difference with the head. As where this guy just has a straight red visor, this guy actually has a little bit of a nose piece and two separate blue eyes. So go figure. So we're saying like a 9.5 for the look. We're saying like a 9.5 for the transformation. We'll say the guy's a 9.25 at this point. What about the articulation? Well, of course, the piece on the back, I already showed how that can move. The head goes left, right, not a whole lot up and down, a little wiggle. The arms go all the way around, out to the side. We have a bicep swivel, elbow, no wrist rotation. We do have a waist. I do feel like the plastic on this guy feels better than Puffer to me as well, for whatever weird reason. Out to the side, only that far. It's probably all you need, but it's not all the way out. If you push farther, you're probably going to pop something off. Leg forward, leg back, thigh swivel, knee, and ankle tilt. Some people are going to be really turned off by all that hollowness. Remember in Siege when the prices jumped and we said, no more hollowness? And I said, yeah, that's not going to last long. Just saying. Just saying. Doesn't bother me, but I know hollowness bothers a lot of people. He clocks in at 63 grams of plastic. He's a small deluxe. The articulation is generally good. You know, again, he was a 9.25. I guess the articulation is about a 9. I wish we had wrist, right? Maybe a 9.5. I wish we had wrist. That's about the only gripe I have, really. Overall, it's a great mold. It's a 9.5, objectively speaking. Now, the weaknesses of it, it's really overpriced for only being 63 grams. When you transform it to truck mode, it's iffy if it slides or if it actually rolls, which is a bummer for some people. And we do have a bunch of hollowness. There's imperfections here for sure. I think it's great, but I totally understand why others might not, especially when they're asking the prices for this that they're asking. For me, it's a recommend for a pipes for a mainline collection because it's probably the best mainline pipes we have gotten, probably will get. But that's not to say that even with a high score, that it's perfect and devoid of any weaknesses. It definitely has a couple of glaring ones. They're not strong enough to ruin it for me. They might be strong enough to ruin it for you. And here we are once again, and here he is. So, in terms of the coloration, I'm generally quite happy with this. I don't think they could have done much better. It would have been nice maybe if the tires, maybe the tires can, I haven't tried it, if they could go on the outside of the arm. It's too bad that I had scraping on my silver pieces. I mean, it happens. Luckily, I was able to touch it up. It's not perfect, but at least now it's all silver. You may have noticed it in the review. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. I know I mentioned it, but I don't think I showed it, like showcased it. I don't mind the white here on the pelvis. I can live with that. It's a minor thing, even though it's supposed to be blue, but I'm fine with it. The toes, I wish the toes weren't white. I do wish they were blue, but again, it's a minor gripe. This is an excellent mainline representation of the intended character. No doubt about it. It really is kind of the pipes I've been waiting for a long time. But that being said, it's also still not perfect. I mean, we do have certain outward, you know, like, that's an articulation limit, you know, the hollowness and stuff that I talked about there. I'm happy with it. I got mine a little bit on sale, so I did not pay full price for it. I paid about 28 Canadian all in. I think he was worth that. Do I think he's worth the full asking price in Canada for a deluxe? He's a bit small. But that being said, if you're a mainline collector, this might very well be the last pipes you'll ever have to buy. And there's a lot to be said for that. Anyway, let me know what you think about pipes here. Did you like them? Did you not like them? Do you like the mold? What do you think? I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel, and especially don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, you right there, you do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos.